Okay, it'll be a little while until Deadpool Remnant is completed and until its release on the day of when Deadpool Wolverine release, which will be July 26th. I've been busy with a whole lot of things in my life, so that's why I haven't been making as many strictly MLP related videos lately. Sorry this is sad to you, it honestly kinda is to me too, but I'm happy with my Comicverse, and so that's why I've been kind of making Comicverse my priority while a whole bunch of other things in my life are, you know, my side are kind of sidelining my other internet activities. So why not do something in the meantime that is related to Comicverse but strictly takes place in the world of MLP? How the Changeling Hegemony was carved up by the four main powers in this war. Now, I just want to say that I'm using elements in the map from Equestria at War, but this will have many differences as well. I'm just using their ideas as a canvas, so there will be differences. And before I get to it, I promise that I will make the Rainbow Rocks review soon enough. It is on my agenda and it will come out before the end of the summer. Anyway, now the four main powers for seats are Equestria, the green, the Crystal Empire, the purple, Yakakistan, the blue, and Stalingrad, the red. Lighter red is Stalingradian puppet republics, and light green is the Buffalo Reservation that is owned by Equestria but has its own seats of autonomy. Now, let's get started. Alright, so first, Yakakistan takes priority in annexing Yak majority regions in the Polar Bear Nation, specifically Yak Mathon Crochet. Everybody thought it was reasonable, so to Yakakistan it went. Meanwhile, the Stalingradians argued that the rest of the Polar Bear Nation should be under Stalingradian influence, giving some territory to Pingland and Nova Griffonia, while Polar Bear Communist puppet would be set up in the rest of it. Equestria offered that as a compromise if Alenia is to fall under strictly equestrian influence, with a couple of ports here and there. The Prince of Equestria and the Chairman of Stalingrad went to that understanding and it was settled. Now we get to Alenia, which gets said Stalingradian ports, and Equestria annexes the important industrial city Favorfront, which puts a big stain on the Alenian economy. As for Alenia itself, we have Equestria put a puppet queen into power, but to ensure Alenian loyalty, they put someone popular on the throne, Queen Velvet. Compared to the polar bears, their punishment seems soft, but the punishment towards the polar bears looks swell when we get to the Changeling Heartland itself. The Changeling Heartland itself is the one to suffer the most because they are the ones who invaded Equestria in the first place. First, Equestria annexes the Changeling border strip. In this, the Changelings living in the area will be moved to the rest of the Changeling lands. The population is smaller, though, and not to a big scale, which means isn't too devastating. The Crystal Empire also gets some territory, but not much, and Yakakistan is the same. It gets the province of Horund, though, which has a high Yak minority. As compensation for the polar bears losing so much land, they had the Polar Bear Nation annex key areas bordering them, including the other half of Key Lake. The military would become self-defense force and never used for offensive warfare unless necessary. And finally, the country itself would be split east to west. One side a puppet kingdom to Equestria led by Thorax, the other a communist state supervised by Stalingrad, while Venisopolis is an international city and serves as the capital of both states. This starts a Cold War between Equestria and Stalingrad, as both changeling nations claim each other. How this will play out, we'll let fate decide. Consider checking out my other stuff or my social media. Subscribe for more horse.